Hi there guys, I've been asked to do up a sort of little like a how to do's and don'ts sort of video. I chose to do this one on binding because it's such a big issue with trans men. It can be very dangerous when done wrong. I am wearing mine at the moment. As you can see, it works pretty well. I mean, I got a bit of a guts here, but it works really well. This is a specially designed binder. So I'm going to show you a few other methods that guys usually use to bind and explain to you why they are dangerous. I will be doing this over my shirt because I'm not into nudity on TV, but I will be just moving off to the side for a few seconds to show how this works. Okay, so I'm going to start with the one of the more simple ones would be the we have our little ace bandage here. You'll see a lot of guys usually use these as their first binders, thinking that they're a good idea, and I'm going to show you why they are not. So I'll just go over here for a sec. Okay, and I'm back over here. This is me actually now without a binder on. As you can see, they are actually there. There's something there to hide. Now, you see a bandage here. And a lot of guys will just start wrapping. I've never used one of these because I'll tell you why I've never used one. But they will wrap it around, believing that it's something tight, safe, and they are relatively cheap to use, but cheap doesn't always mean safe. And I know this looks really bad right now, but trust me, it feels worse from this angle. As you can see, it really don't bind very well. It's actually very uncomfortable, and I also tell you, I cannot actually really breathe very well in this. So I'm going to take this back off right now. Now, your main problem with using this as a binder is, one, if you're quite heavy fighter like I am, is you're going to have to use at least 2 or 3 of them, so it is no cheaper. And yeah, these look like they stretch a fair bit. They do because they are designed for wounds and broken bones and such. They are designed to keep things in very tight. That being said, yes, we want to keep these in, but we also need to be able to breathe, guys. You need to be able to breathe. This will not let you breathe very well. It's actually quite hazardous to you. I've heard of guys binding too tight with these, breaking ribs, just really badly doing internal damage. You'll decrease your lung power if you smoke. It'll do it worse. I don't smoke personally, but I know there's a lot of people who do. So yeah, not a good idea, guys. Not a very good idea. I know they're cheap, but it's not a good idea. I'll demonstrate the next one here we have is, again, not a very good idea. It's the old roll of duct tape. This, again, is not very good, but some guys use it as a cheap alternative to binding. And I'm not going to do this all the time because I'm not going to waste a whole roll of duct tape here, but the obvious thing here you'll notice is it's very sticky, as with tape is. And guys, if you're going to be sticking this, if you're dumb enough to be sticking this to your skin, you deserve everything you're going to get from it, or every bit of pain. Most guys, yeah, I know they will put a shirt on and then use this to bind over the top of the shirt, but again, this is very uncomfortable. I can even still feel the stickiness through this shirt, and it's very, very uncomfortable. And to tell you the truth, it's not really binding at all, guys. It's just making a mess out of my shirt here, wasting a whole heap of tape. But I'll do one more around and see how this goes. But yes, again, it's not as cheap or as easy as people say. You know? You're by yourself. I suppose if you had someone there helping you, like a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you're into, I don't judge. You know, it might work better, but like again, this is not gonna. It's not doing anything, guys. Really, they're still pretty noticeable. You know, it's just making a mess out of my shirt, wasting a whole heap of tape that could be used for something better. So I'm gonna take off. Again, this one here, not a very good idea, guys. Several reasons. It doesn't stretch at all. So if you're wrapping this around yourself very, very tight, you're gonna compress your lungs. You're gonna ruin. If you're gonna, I don't even dare try to run or swim or anywhere you need to involve a lot of heavy breathing with this thing, because it ain't gonna work. You're just gonna probably hyperventilate and die. But it's very dangerous. On another note, if you are putting this under your shirt or straight up against your skin, I have heard of guys again cracking ribs, binding too tight with this stuff. I have heard of at least 3 or 4 guys. One quite famous guy, you guys might know him, the man who had a baby over in America, the transgender man who ended up having a baby over in America. His partner actually used to bind with tape. And if you ever watch the interview with them, they will tell you themselves not to bind with tape, because the partner actually got a very bad infection and had to have rushed surgery to remove his breasts, and he still does not have nipples because they were completely unusable. They were destroyed by this infection. This infection nearly killed him, guys. So you don't want to be doing this to yourself again. Now, there are good ways of binding, guys. There are very safe ways, not very expensive ways to bind, and one of those ways would be getting one of these. It's inside out here, it turns, right? This is actually a proper FTM binder, specially made by doctors. Specially made. This is designed for a lot of people use them for cosplays. Drag kings use them. They are very, very effective, guys. They are very effective. You don't always have to get grey. The place I get mine is called Tomchick. They're actually eBay, guys. eBay. They're quite cheap. You know, there's a little logo there. They are run out of Taiwan, but they're very relatively inexpensive. I use the full length ones because I'm a heavier guy. I prefer more security. I don't have to worry about it rolling up or anything like that. I can just tuck it in my underwear if I'm worried about it rolling up. I've swum in these guys. I've never had any troubles with them. They're made out of sort of like your skins or your athletic sort of gear, like your compression shorts and stuff like that. They work very well. Like I said, you can swim in them, you can run in them. You don't have to worry about you sweating so much. Tomchick, they make several varieties. I know they sound like a sales pitch, but I just prefer these guys over other brands such as Love Levo. They're pretty much about the same thing. They're just a little expensive for my tastes. You also have, there's also Underworks is the big thing in America. A lot of guys buy from them. They're size-wise, I'd be very careful. If you are going to order from them, I recommend you either be a very thin guy or something like that, guys, or really, really watch your sizing, because I did order one from them and I was pretty much stuck with my arms through the head hole, and that was it, man. I couldn't get through it, so. And I had actually done all the measurements and everything like that. Don't believe the measurements if you're going to go through Underworks. Also, for in the tropical heat like we are up here, up in Queensland, I wouldn't go through them, or even generally the tropical heat in Australia. They are made out of a mesh sort of material. It's very itchy, very scratchy. It's not very comfortable to wear. Where these ones are more comfortable. They're made for a tropical heat, so you can run around all day in one of these. With aspect to that, even these ones you have to watch. You can probably get away with an extra few hours wearing one of these, but your maximum's probably about 12 hours wearing a winder. I really wouldn't go more than that, because you will start getting pain from just being compressed so long. Like, it's not a good idea to bind all the time. Like, I know we all have, this urge to have our chest as flat as possible. But safety first, guys. Safety first. I know we'd all love to have surgery straight away, but sadly it's not in cards for all of us. I'm still waiting on mine. Your binder is your best bet, so if you're going to bind, guys, do it safely. Don't go over time. Don't ever double bind, guys. Don't ever double bind. I have done it once. I was feeling really insecure at the time, and honestly, guys, after the third hour, I couldn't breathe. And I was just sitting around having dinner, so I'm giving this information out, guys, because I really would rather, guys, you just get one of these, or if you can't get one, they're available through the Bigger Brother program we have in Australia here. You contact them. I think it's about $5. They will send you a binder. Use that. When you can finally get enough money to get your own, you just send it right back to them. They're much safer. These guys this Tomchick, they're really good through sizing as well. They cover anyone from, I'd say, probably past size 5 or 6, or even, some guys that are smaller because they go up to the Asian sizes. Anywhere up to a 3XL, so quite a large guy. I mean, I can hide a set of Ds with these, almost a double Ds with these. And I have friends who do hide double Ds quite successfully with these. And I'll show you what this actually looks like on. These are the ones I wear. Actually, I'll put it on over my shirt first, just to let you guys know what this thing's like. You just slip it on over your head, just like you would any other shirt. You just pull it down. Just move down a little bit. Saves best to probably go down into the side when you're doing these. Just go down to the side slightly. You don't have to pull very hard. Binder will do the work. Pretty much there you go, guys. Like, they're gone. They are gone. And it's back with me. Now, like I said, with these, they make different types. They make ones that hook up on the side here. Ones that are mid-length, so they come down a little bit further than a sports bra if you don't want to wear a full-length one. I have friends who wear the full-length ones, and friends who wear the other ones. They have buckles. They have straps. They have Velcro ones if you don't want to pull it out of your head. They do all that sort of stuff. That's about it, guys. Like I said, just be safe if you're going to bind. I'd really rather you guys be safe. I mean, it's not a good idea to use your tape or your bandages or anything like that, guys. They're not very expensive. You can pick one of these up on eBay for about $25. Delivered straight to your door. It might take about 2 weeks to get there. Or if you cannot afford that, go through your Bigger Brother binder program. They're very good. They're great guys. They're out of Brisbane. So yeah, good luck, guys.